So the Super Conk. This video is going to be everything you need to know about the tank and a true guide to getting better in the vehicle. I'm going to be going through a complete setup of the tank. That will be everything from equipment to field mods, crew skills, even consumables and ammo loadout. So that everything you need to know about the Super Conk and how to get started will be in this video. When speaking about the equipment for the Super Conk, what should you have? Well, on most maps, you want to have HP, turbo, and a rammer, because that is going to give you the best overall experience, no matter what kind of map you get on. However, if you get onto something like Himmelsdorf or more close quarters map like Ensk as well, you could use this. You swap out the turbo for vents, so you would have HP, vents, and rammer, just to make sure that you've got as much DPM as possible, and just to help you out a little bit more. As it is a heavy tank, you will want to have HP on this tank. It just helps out dramatically. So no matter what scenario you're in, HP is going to help you out. Even if you're on Conqueror or something like that, HP is still going to help you, because if you get bombarded by RT, that's an extra health that you have. Not to mention that the HP is going to help out with the track health as well. So it's then going to take 2 shots to actually track you when you're using HP. Now for crew skills, please bear in mind this is update 1.20, not 1.20.1. So there are no new crew skills being added. And also the rework hasn't happened to the crew skills yet. However, the base skills still remain the same. You want to have brothers in arms, you want to have repairs, you want to have situational awareness, and you want to have recon. They are the main ones that you would like to have. From there, you can then pick and choose depending on what the crew skills are, on how they've been reworked. I don't want to, say too much. And I should have probably made this video after the update, but, here we are. You can, I'm sure you're smart enough to work out crew skills for yourself, but they're the main ones. Now for ammo loadout wise, as always, if you have the credits, go like that, and you're good to go. If you want to be a little bit more conservative, like you want to save a little bit of credits, then maybe go 15, 20, or even 10 and then 25. It doesn't really matter too much. The standard rounds on the S-Conk are quite nice. They're not the best, they're definitely not the worst, but yeah, the APCR is just flat out better. And if you have the credits, why not go for it? One thing that I do want to mention is that the HE rounds are very, very nice. So you want to take at least maybe 2, I would say at very, very minimum. And then I'd say 5 at most. Any more than 5 and you're going a little bit too much HE. I take 5, but that's because I just like penning things that have 120 armor, especially when you come against FV 4005s. They are very, very nice. Yeah, I like to take 5 because you can also get some very weird angles on people as well with 120 pen, which they don't always expect. Not to mention your min roll for the HE rounds is 90. So you are never going to go below 90 pen with the HE. And then obviously the standard consumable setup of repair kit. Large will help you out a little bit more. It doesn't have to be large. You could go with a standard small repair kit if you really want to. I've done that for many, many years, so it doesn't really matter. Medkit, again, you could go for large. I'd like to save a little bit of money and go with small because I'm using it basically every single game when I get stunned. So it doesn't really make sense to keep paying like 10,000 if I bought them on discount, or 20,000 if I'm not. And then of course food, because it just helps you out. Now for field mods on the Super Conk, you should never, ever, ever select the first one, or number 2 field mod. You should never select all-terrain suspension. No, the S-Conk actually has very, very good off-road terrain, and you're just going to make it so that you can be one shot in the track wheel with 120mm guns if you select this and you have HP. If you have HP boost and you're selecting this on the left-hand side, you're doing it wrong. So leave number 2 as absolutely none. Number 4, you choose the left-hand side because there's no point using aiming time. It already gets a very, very good aiming time out of the box. For number 5, choose the right-hand side because the extra stun reduction isn't really worth it in comparison to the extra view range that you gain. For number 7, choose top reverse speed because it's not worth it for the other one. And for number 8, I would like to use the left-hand side field mod because it does get good enough dispersion when you are moving and the whole traverse. Doesn't really make sense to choose that over the extra stun protection. Also, this then negates any loss from number 5. So you actually only have plus 2% to stun duration overall, which is not noticeable at all. Now just very quickly, before we go into our game, we're going to be talking about the armor. Now the armor layout of the S-Conk is a little bit interesting because to some people it may seem completely OP and broken. It's really not. The thing is with the S-Conk is, yes, if you're firing standard rounds, you're not going to be penning it in the turret. Like, unless you have a very, very good standard round at like 300 or more pen, it's going to be a problem in the turret. However, if you use APCR, it becomes a lot more manageable. You can go easily directly underneath the gun. You only need around about 300 pen to go underneath the gun, and also each side here around about 300 to even 279 or 280 millimeters below the gun there. If it's angled a little bit, you can actually go through the side here with only 220 pen. So if they face away from you for whatever reason, even with standard rounds, you can actually go through the gun mantlet. As long as it's AP or APCR, not heat, because that is going to not go through like the spaced armor. Another thing I want to mention is the actual cupola on top. It's a little bit of a bait. Now, even though that, yes, you can go and pen it, it's going to have to be kind of a bit below you, as you can see, because if it's head on, you're not penning that. Something that you do have to watch out for, though, is something like a 60 TP that then tries to shoot your cupola, because that is a very, very easy shot. So if they have heat, that is a problem and something that you need to be aware of. If they have heat, the cupola is very, very easy to pen, and it is going to be an issue for you to deal with. One more thing that I'd like to mention, if you are using anything larger than a 133.5mm gun, which is a little bit weird, but you can actually overmatch the upper hull of the S-Conk. So if you're using a 60 TP, either load heat and go for the cupola, or you could go directly here, or you could just load AP and just overmatch it right below the turret on the upper hull. Now, if you are side scraping in the S-Conk, you need to be careful about just one location mainly. Obviously, if you over-angle, you're going to get penned, but the main location that you need to be worried about is this little box here just below the turret where it kind of sticks out. You can get penned here. If they fire anything that is remotely high pen, even like a Leo 1 standard rounds, you know, that's going to be a little bit annoying to try and deal with. It will go directly there. It is a very, very small box to hit, but it's there. It's about 270, 280 millimeters thick, so it's not, you know, on like the standard rounds easy pen list, right? But it is going to be there, so you need to look out for it. Not to mention that pretty much as soon as you side scrape and you kind of want to go a little bit more than usual, you can easily get penned here in the track. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we are on Ruinberg, and we're going to choose the vents loadout because you don't really need the turbo on this map. It's not really worth selecting. You're going to be very, very close quarters most of the time, and you're not going to be going very far either. Maybe in the late game turbo's worth it, but you should really be getting to the action, getting your damage in, and then that's when everything will happen. So the way that I like to play Ruinberg from this side is there's a platoon of mouse. Okay, we need to be careful of that, but also very yummy. I like to just go here with the E50's going, because you can get some very, very nice shots early on anyone that is pushing up into the middle bit here. So we'll have to see if anyone... Okay. See what actually happens here. We should be able to get one more shot off here. Okay, nice. And unfortunately the first shot bounced, but that's absolutely fine. The mouse platoon is there. Nothing to really worry about. One thing that you should never do is cross into this location here. If you cross into here, one, you're probably going to get shot as you cross. What is happening? Okay, let's fall back a little bit because I'm not too sure what's going on. And what I would like to do is actually go to where that 113 is. That is why you don't cross. Okay, now we're all clear on that. Good. I want to cross to try and get some angles on the mouse. Because if we can, and I'm going to load gold, because it's a mouse, what do you expect? If you're not shooting gold at a mouse, you're just doing it wrong. And hopefully from that position, we should be able to get a shot off. So far, we've gained one shot of damage for free. So we're up one shot, which is good. 113 is getting farmed by Arty. Didn't actually take damage, but... So let's now see if we can get some shots off on them. This 113 is going to be very annoying. Okay, buddy. Sure. Whatever you say. I'd love to go hold down here, but I just can't. I can't because this 113 is kind of in the way. I mean, we can start farming the mouse though, which is good. Nice and easy. Don't have to really struggle here. I don't want to block the 113 either. There is a chance that you can pen that when he's like bouncing, because it makes it a little bit easier to pen. But this is an easy farm. Like, there's nothing really hard about this, is there, really? No shot there. That guy's actually behind the other mouse, and somehow I can't spot him, which is interesting. Yeah, look. Like, how do you go unspotted there? I mean, SCON gun is just beautiful for this scenario. Is he gonna, like, peek now? No. Once one of these fires, I'm getting ready to now go across. I want to go to the fountain. That's what I really want to do. Come on. You're really just going to be this boring and just sit there? You know what? Screw it. And now I'm going to take one at least. I'm going to repair that so I get my fuel tanks back. But now, okay. Now he says I can go ahead and just farm people like this mouse. Okay. Yes. Sure. What is going on? Okay, SCON gun letting me down now, which is lovely. Kill one of these mouse and then we can push forwards afterwards. Nice. I'm gonna run out of APCR. Love artillery so much. Very, very useful class. Yeah, not annoying at all. Good for the game. And now we can just continue pushing. Unfortunately, we are now completely out of APCR, but we have done 4k damage, so it's not too bad. That AMX is now on reload as well. Now, I can't actually overmatch this guy, so I'm going to have to try and go for his cupola. I'm also now just going to be blocked by my own team yet again. Lovely. That guy is tracked. Right, let's see what we can do with this mouse. So, are you... Where are you even looking? Try and track him if I can. Tracked him there. Lovely. I mean, there is a chance to go through this. This is really not good. Okay. I'm actually going to run out of ammo this game. This is why you normally just go full APCR. Jesus Christ. The C100 is not doing a very good job, by the way. Did he just miss? He's firing HE only. Right, okay. Well, I now have 2 shells remaining. Wonderful. To be fair, if we hadn't had, like, a teammate in front of us all the time, this would have been okay. We know the standard B is over here as well. And our team has somehow failed. Somehow failed to clear up the other flank. I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. That is a Foch 155, and I do not know where that Foch is either. Okay, the Foch is at the back there. Well, I only have HE left. I'm gonna get in the cap just to see if they'll end up pushing us. I'm also with Mr. HE Man in his E100. I am also Mr. HE Man, but for different reasons. I mean, if they're not going to push, I will just cap this out. It's pointless otherwise. Okay, the enemy team. Okay. I was about to say that the enemy team is just idiots, but... The Foch is on reload. Not really too sure how we're going to do any damage to a Foch, but... Maybe he's not facing us. Maybe we just wait and see. For goodness sake. Yes. So we get 5.7k damage. That could have been a lot more if we had just only used gold. And we didn't have teammates in front of us, but it's fine. 113 really didn't farm much in comparison. Well, we're on highway and we are using turbo now because we need to, you know, get to the location. And it is quite far away. And it is on the opposite side of the map, basically. So we'll be turboing away all the way to the city, and we'll pick up from there. So, what do we have going with us? Well, we have a lot of people going onto that corner, so I'm not going onto that corner with them. That is just not going to work. That is way too many people. We do have a mouse coming with us eventually. Obviously, it's very slow. I'm going to go peek out this side, just in case someone pokes across. Then we can go and side scrape on this corner. You can side scrape in the S-Conk pretty reliably. It's not super good, but it's also not, you know, useless. So definitely feasible, the S-Conk side scraping. Now we're just gonna have to wait to see what can happen. See if someone tries to cross this, which they may do. Just gonna go out a little bit more. There we go. Hello, Mr. 60 TP. How are you? I personally love it when I fire at the lower plate of a 60 TP and it bounces. It's really good fun. You know, not like that's the weak spot or anything. Lower plate of the Foch. I mean, at least that's actually a lower plate. And now, I don't think I'm going to spot anyone crossing, which is very, very handy. That mouse might start to try and side scrape on this corner, which is going to be very nice for me. And there we go. He's not quite side scraping, but he's got spirit, I guess. Mind you, I'm not quite side scraping either. Very nice. Mouse just crossed as well. The other mouse, that is. We now need to be careful of that. And I've learnt my lesson from the last time that I pushed into that corner where the mouse is right now. I'm not doing it again. One into the mouse. Obviously, we're firing gold at the mouse. Have we already established? You're not firing gold at a mouse, you're doing it wrong. Actually get a tracking shot on the mouse there. A little bit of tracking damage. We are losing the base though, which is a little bit worrying. I'm not actually too worried about the base, because we do have plenty of TDs at the back. What I want to do here is just try and get these killed. Load HE for the arse. Beautiful. See that? I'll load standard rounds for this, because I should have the side of the mouse here. I'm going to take one, I know. Wait, what? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I meant to press 4 and I pressed 3. God's sake, now I'm going to be stunned. Lovely. What a lovely mechanic. Load gold for the mouse. We're really not going to decap in time. Okay, thanks. We did get decap. Nice. Okay, in that case then, the gorilla is over there. There is also another gorilla. Load HE for said gorilla. Although, that gorilla has kind of gone in, which is, well, not what I would do in his shoes, let's just say. They're all just rushing in. Why are they all just rushing in? I don't know. It's very weird. We have to try and get this guy out of the game. Try and track him if we can. There we go. He's now dead. And now we deal with this. Nice aim, Max. Yeah, just aim at the wreck. We can shoot through that, so that's fine. I'm not worried about this. The only thing I'm worried about is artillery. There we go. He's dead. Now for the STRV and friends. Try and kill this guy. Nice. Now we load HE. I mean, besides that one misplay where I fat-fingered the wrong key, that was fine. God, I love artillery. The Batcher Arty can actually, you know, roam pretty well. So it could just go all the way back to base. So I'm just going to go straight down this road. And we should be fast enough, I think, to maybe cut him off if he is trying to go back. We don't know where the T-92 is, though, because he hasn't shot us. The T-92 hasn't shot us once, so we do need to be careful about that. But we know the Batcher Arty was last spotted over this way. So that S-Conk will now split off over that way, and I will go over this way to see if we have any shots on the Batcher Arty over this side. And hopefully he hasn't ran. It'd be kind of annoying if he has. No, the RT is still there. Also, the other RT just spotted him, so... The T-92 I'm talking about. Why can't I spot this artillery? Like... Why does he have such good camo? RT should have, like, no camo at all. The other T-92 is over the other side, so... Nice. But another 5k. It's pretty decent. We got 6 kills on that as well, which is very nice. Yeah, it's just... Like, this tank's just solid. You can't go wrong with it. And, like, you just need to make sure that you get yourself into the correct positions and you'll be fine. But the worst thing you can do in this tank is to get caught out without any support. And you're completely on your own against, like, 5 enemy tanks. If you're against maybe 2, I would feel pretty confident. But if you're against like any more than maybe 2 or 3, you probably start to go into like a little bit of a problem situation. I suppose it depends on the tank, but usually you can use your armor pretty effectively, is what I'm saying. And as long as you have your team with you, and you don't just rush forwards like hyper aggressive, you'll do absolutely fine in the S-Conk. Like, this tank is one of the best heavy tanks in the game. I'd much rather play this thing in randoms over a Chieftain, for example. Mainly just because of the gun. Like, this is one of the nicest guns on a heavy tank that you can get, especially if you fire full gold. It is very, very nice to use. So yeah, after those 2 games, we get 5.6k average damage. We do get 100% win rate, but again, that's kind of just luck. Solid vehicle. It's just beautiful. So hopefully this has helped you out a little bit with the S-Conk. If it has, then let me know down below. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.